I think when I'm at the point where I'm actually clubbing in different cities on a very consistent basis, and when I say different cities, like different states, like I think that's when I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm here. But right now I'm just
about to say, because around here you done QSB, you
Yeah.
going to the village. Like, dang, what else you got? You. Welcome back to another episode of the Motion Podcast, where I talk to individuals who got shit going on. Today I got a very special guest, Mr. Silk J to the right of me. How you doing, man?
What's going on, brother? What's going on?
Hey, man, listen, I have always admired your style. That's why I'm so excited about having an interview with you. Tell me this: is this your first interview, or are you doing?
Yeah, it's my first podcast.
Hey, this shit's exclusive. Let's give a round of applause for that, man. Hold on, because I already just switched up these buttons. Yeah, if I got my man Silk J on the pod, let's get it. Let's get it. I guess that means a lot of individuals are gonna learn a lot about you tonight.
For sure.
Real shit. All right, man. Well, let's start from the top, man. Where you from? Like, how'd you come up?
So I was born and raised in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My parents come by way of Haiti, so I got some Caribbean background in me.
Oh, true.
But being born here, I got different elements between Caribbean and Black American, I guess. You know what I mean? So, and went to college out in Philly. I was living out there for a few years. I just moved back to Lancaster, I want to say like 3 years ago, like 2021. 4 years ago now, 2021. And yeah.
We're true. Well, when'd you start DJing?
So I started DJing in 2020. Like that was the official year I started DJing. But I was always fond of DJs and DJing and the culture and music as well. Like off the bat, when I was born, I needed music to actually fall asleep. So like I was in the hospital when I was born for like 10 or 15 days, something like that. I had some type of sickness, but anything they tried to use to put me to sleep didn't work. But it wasn't until they put like a radio next to my head and had music playing when I fell asleep. So music was always a comfort for me. And 2020, me and my friends, we threw a Juneteenth celebration, and we had no DJs, nothing like that, just straight aux work.
Word.
And people was just vibing with it. I was on the aux from like 12 to 9. And thinking about it now, of like how we DJ, I was the way I was setting up the whole day was like a DJ. Like I started off with old school slow bangers, and then once it picked up, turned it up. You know what I mean? So people was just vibing with it, and then I just got pushed to DJ, to be honest.
So you were already like organizing like in crates, if you will.
Yeah, like
okay.
I wouldn't say I was organizing in crates, but I was just feeding off my head like what makes more sense at that moment. So like, the cookout was 12 to 9. So the beginning of the cookout, it's a lot of older people and kids. So I was trying to keep it family friendly, like, the feel good cookout music. But, as time goes on, the younger crowd gets there, so it gets more lit. So at that point, I started playing like the bangers like Swag Surf and like, things that would get the young people up. So, and then towards the end of the night, I was playing a lot of sing-alongs. So it was really like a club set or like a DJ set without me even knowing. So yeah.
Is that when you like really thought that, what, maybe I should take this serious, or did something else happen?
Nah, so it didn't start until 2 months later. The same kind of situation happened where my friend Julian, shout out to Julian one time, his mom was throwing a family cookout at her crib. So they asked me to pull up and like bring my speaker and like play music. So it's the same concept. I'm on the aux playing music, and I'm doing well. Like people are enjoying themselves. And Julian's little sister, she asked me to DJ her birthday party. And another lady, she asked me to DJ her mother-in-law's birthday party that same weekend. So like I got my first gigs like without me even, you know what I mean? Like, yes. So I went home after that weekend, and I was trying to practice like how I would transition, because I didn't want it to just be on my phone. going from song to song, because like the beginning of the songs and end of songs, it's like the intro, and it like kind of
Yeah.
kills the vibe or whatever.
Yeah.
So at first I was going on Apple Music, and I had YouTube open as well. So I would do a song on Apple Music, let it run and play, and then have a song on YouTube ready and queued. So once that song is done, fade out on Apple Music and then bring in the song from YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And it just didn't sound right. Like I didn't like how it sounded. So I ended up going on YouTube, looking up how to DJ. I just typed that in on YouTube, and I like found one of them random DJ videos of like how to DJ. And like the first product they said was like buying a small controller. It was a Pioneer DDJ 400. So I went to Guitar Center, bought that, started practicing, and I fell in love.
That's what's up. You know, I found a little bit of similarity in that because I started DJing quote unquote in at IUP, and I would throw parties, and I'm gonna date myself because this is before YouTube had ads.
Yeah.
And I would play one. I would have two tabs open, and I'd play one song, and then like play the other one, and like it had the volume down on the other track, while like the other one, and fade the other tab
Bring
down.
the next song.
Yeah, and I might have had two windows open and everything, but like it was similar because like I was trying to kill that air, something similar to that. But it took me a while after that to start to get like my first controller and start DJing. But I'm not the guest. We're gonna get back to you. So you got your DJ 400, right?
Yeah.
Now, no, let's rewind it back because I want to talk about your first setup because this is so interesting. Yeah, because I'm thinking about mine. I'm gonna go first because my shit was trash. I had two party boxes. You know the JBLs with the spinning little light in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had two of those, but they had to I had to like connect both speakers by an aux cord, so that was going like through the back of my setup. Man, I showed Carrie B that shit, man. He said, don't ever like do a gig with me with that.
Bro, Carrie B the last person you want to show. Any bad setup you don't want to show Carrie B, you're not going for it.
But I had just got my shit, so it's like, he was like, nah, don't you never do that trash again. Anywho, but like, what was your first setup?
Bro, my first setup was worse. It was crazy. Like, I had a party box. Weird. So I didn't have no speaker stands, no like loudspeakers, nothing. I literally had a party box. So that first party I did for my friend's sister, that weekend, I had I want to say it was a Sony. It was a Sony party box. So like, it was one of them like Bluetooth aux CD player things with like the lights flashing.
Yeah.
It's like one of them home type of systems you put at your crib, and that was literally it. I connected it to RCA to the DDJ 400, and I had no lights. I had no table, nothing. Literally, just a speaker, a laptop, and a controller. So,
ain't it amazing thing about how far you came?
Hell yeah.
What's your setup like now?
Now it's pretty official. I can't lie. It's pretty official. Like I got DJ tables for sides, subwoofers. Like I try to keep everything as like professional as possible. I started with like JBL Eon 615s, and now I'm up to QSCs now. So, yeah. I think my light game though is what I need to work on for sure.
Same, yo. I just got me some pixels, man. What kind of lights you got?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I mean, you gonna get there.
We have like so.
It's slow and steady. You just, you know what I mean.
For sure.
You got to improve one thing and then improve the next.
Yeah, for sure. So like I got Amazon lights. I ain't gonna lie. I make it work though. Like they're good Amazon lights, but they're still Amazon lights. So my homie DJ Reese, his light game is crazy.
I seen that. I seen his the movers on
ridiculous,
his page.
Like ridiculous. So we was just on the phone last week. We was talking about it. Like he's been giving me pointers on like what to buy and stuff like that. So I think that's really the part of my DJ career that I'm at right now. Like just how can I ante it up? Like especially with the private events, to give people like the best possible show. You know what I mean? So.
Well, listen, I brought you on because I've seen just the motion podcast, and you, sir, got a lot of motion going on. Like I see Silk J.
Appreciate you.
I see you got like the Village coming up.
Yeah,
like that's huge.
March 22nd.
I heard don't even like black DJs out there, man. That's huge.
Yeah, March 22nd, and it's crazy because when I first started DJing and just being out and about in Lancaster, like that was one of the first places that I always wanted to DJ because I would go to the White Girl Wednesdays. Like it used to be lit back in the day. So I used to always think like if I ever got a chance to DJ there, like that would be dope because the stage is there and like it's a good vibe there. So they gave me a call and they wanted to book me. We tried to do it last month, but that's when we had that snowstorm, so it got in the way. So we got this new date and it's warm outside now. So I'm excited. I'm hype.
That's what's up, man. Let's give
I'm
him a
hype.
round of applause for that. For real shit, man. Big thing. Like, so I guess I don't even know how. I know you're young, but how old are you?
I'm 29.
29.
Yeah, 29.
So it's where do you feel like you're at as far as like your DJ career?
I'm at a good spot. Like when I first started, I was way too eager and not as patient, and I didn't realize that until like my first big gig. So I DJ'd at Noto Philly. It's a club in Philadelphia, one of the top premier clubs in Philly, and I opened. Me and another DJ opened for Drake's tour DJ Spade, and I was talking to the other DJ who opened, and he was telling me how like he's been trying to get into Noto for like years, and he's been DJing for like 10+ years. And meanwhile, this is like my second or third year DJing, and I'm already in that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I think the way my career went, I kind of jumped the gun. I wouldn't say I jumped the gun, but I was put in positions that other people weren't able to get put in as early as I did. So I think right now I'm at a great space. Like I'm still trying to build myself and still get my name out there. As far as like whether it's Lancaster City or Central PA or even the state of Pennsylvania. But I think I'm in a good spot
Now, we were just talking to Jones off camera
for
earlier,
sure.
and he was
Shout out to
saying,
Jones.
yeah, shout out Jones, y'all. We're gonna talk about Collab Create too. I want to do that, but we was talking to Jones about how you get to a place as a DJ and you just like you gotta get out of the city and like a bigger city. Like, has that been on your mind?
Yeah, so like I always had the connection of Philadelphia. Like when I first started DJing, I was in Philly. So I always thought about the big cities and DJing and things like that. But yeah, that's always been in my head. Like I don't really want to limit myself to whether it's one club or one city. I think that's why I love the fact that when I started, I was able to tap in with Lancaster and Harrisburg and York and even Reading and Philly at the same time. So it's like I was able to put myself in different pockets. But yeah, that's definitely the goal. Like I wouldn't say I would want to move to another city and just start at another city, but I definitely want to travel to different places. Like that's my ultimate goal to be like a tour DJ, like a tour club DJ. So not like for an artist, but like where I could be um, at one city at one time. I could be in Miami this weekend and then like Atlanta and other weekends, stuff like that. So and still have my home base of Central PA.
You know, so we kind of share that goal because that's been on my mind.
Yeah.
That's kind of like why I asked about it. So how? Because I'm looking at it and like, do I need like a booking agency, like a talent agency, or like how do you go about like touring?
That's the part. That's the part I want to know too. I ain't gonna lie. That's the part, and I think I need to have more conversations, or we need to have more conversations with DJs who've been there. But talking to Jones, he was talking about talent agencies, and I'd never even thought about that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't. I think it's hard, especially in this day and age where like DJing is so saturated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard to do shit by yourself. It's possible, but I think you would just need a strong brand behind you. But I think I don't know.
Well,
I
honestly,
don't know.
that's
Tough.
one thing. Like,
That's super tough.
I'm humble and I was blessed to like get in contact with Caribbean. And he has DEG,
Yeah.
and that kind of accelerated my DJ career. Where now I'm like, you know, I see the value in having a talent agency because you definitely can do it by yourself, but like it's like I don't want to say a lubricant, no Diddy, but like you know what I mean. It makes things go faster when you have, you know what I mean, an agent that's putting you in like, you know, in venues where you haven't had conversation with that venue
Facts.
yourself. You know what I mean? And it's all, I feel like the business is all about relationships at the end of the day, and you know, like the agencies are that's what the agency is. They have those relationships that are going to give you access to, you know, those dates and venues across the country or a world even. Like I want to go across the world, man. Like that's
Yeah,
my dream. Like I want to go to Ibiza. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Perform on the stage out there, but you know what I mean. One thing at a time. That's kind of like why I'm here with this collab create. Get my content strategy together. You know what I mean? So I can like market myself.
And like slowly build
Yeah,
that brand.
yeah. That's what the whole
Yeah,
goal is out here, man. So like yeah, let's talk about collab create real quick because I do want to talk about this space because I think more people should know about it. So like just your quick tour, like how would you, what were your thoughts?
it's official. Like it's official. Like as soon as you walk in there, you feel the professionalism, and then you see all the different rooms. This room for the podcast, or like the room for the content, your room, and he has his office, and he has a whole bunch of uh, a couple lobbies and lounges for people to be comfortable. Like this is a dope spot for people who are looking to create. Like it don't even got to be DJs. Like I think
No.
anybody who's looking to create some type of content, whether it's photography or even music, like I think he should look into like possibly creating a studio. Like that would be dope too. Um, but yeah, this is it's super official. It's comfortable. It makes you feel at home. Obviously, Paige and Jones, they're like top notch people. So yeah, I
That's
like
what's
it
up. Shout out Paige and Jones real
for
quick.
sure.
I gotta keep listening to this sound. But yeah, like they put together something I feel like the community really needs. You know what I mean? Especially because again, you don't gotta be a DJ. I feel like any kind of
Yeah,
velocity or any kind of vertical needs content. Uh, and here's the place to create it. So I just always want to plug them in. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. But let's go back to the man of the hour. So Jay here, man. So there are a few things I wanted to pick your brain about because you know what I mean. Just being a Phil DJ, you know what I mean. Like
okay,
we go through similar things.
for sure.
I want to know how you feel when you can't play ratchet music. Cause it's a double edged sword, right? I just want to know your thoughts.
So I don't have a problem with not playing like the quote unquote ratchet music. The only issue is if number one, if that's what the crowd wants. So if you have a business or an entity, a bar, club, whatever, you got to cater to your crowd because that's how you make your money. So if the crowd is looking for that type of music and you're not able to play it, whether it's because whatever the reason is, if you feel like it starts fights or you're trying to have a younger crowd or an older crowd, you don't want a younger crowd in there. Like at the end of the day, it puts us in a bad position because people are looking at us like, well, why is he playing all this old music or why is he playing the music that we don't want to hear when we want to but we can't? So that's number one. I say number two. I think as DJs, we should be versatile enough to cater to at the end of the day the people who's cutting the check. You know what I mean? So it sucks, but sometimes we do have to do it. That's just a part of the business that from what I'm learning. Like me, I prefer to just keep everybody happy, regardless of what type of music it is. But I understand like the newer music that's coming out right now is not catching the eyes or I guess the ears of the owners and stuff like that. So yeah,
I just wanted to pick your brain because you know,
how you feel about it?
my thing is like the end of the day is how we behaving as you know what I mean. Children of African descent, you know what I mean. It's
Facts.
at the end of the day, if we're fighting, shooting, even you know what I mean, stabbing, like no business person wants that their establishment after they work their asses off to you know what I mean own that establishment and see it all like crumble in one night because you know what I mean some foolishness really hurts. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's like at the end of the day, we just have to do better and not like know how to behave in public for real, and then we could play like what we want to hear. But you know what I mean? It does suck when I hear no ratchet music, and it's like it's like, can I play Iggy Azalea? You know what I mean? Like,
but keep it a bean, bro. A lot of times, I'll probably say like if I can put a percentage, I'll say 75% at least of the time there was a fight when I'm DJing in a club, I was not playing ratchet music. Like I didn't have fights when I'm playing Keisha Cole Love or I'm playing like some dancehall Caribbean music and a whole fight breaks out.
That's true. I guess.
And I've had times where like I'm playing the littest, most trappiest songs, and everybody's just vibing like it's a good time.
So this is what makes sense for me, and I might be wrong. You know what I mean? But this is how like I've made it make sense for me. If we don't play Sexy Red, right?
Yeah.
We don't play Sexy Red. People come into the club that want to hear Sexy Red, they're like, oh, damn, they're not playing Sexy Red, and they'll leave. And to the owner, that's the people that are causing the riffraff. So if they don't hear, if the people they don't want at the club, it's not hearing the music they want to hear, then they won't come. That's what I think that's how I made it make sense to me. I don't know if that is the actual like what's happening. I don't know.
I don't know, cause there's a lot of like people who are very proper and respectful that like to listen to that music.
That's
like,
true
they
too.
want to turn up and listen to Sexy Red and go back to their like corporate jobs and like their high end paying businesses and stuff like that. So I personally just think catering to the crowd is rule number one. So like if say an owner wants to change the vibe, like they don't want to have Sexy Red and those type of things played, well, like you got to make sure that you're able to bring a crowd where you cannot play that type of music and still profit and make good money. You know what I mean? And have a good time. So it's a tricky, especially in Central PA. Like like with all the stuff that's been going on in Harrisburg and stuff like that. So like people want to try to blame it on the DJs for it. You know what I mean?
You know, it was one of my first gigs, yo. I was at a party and they wanted to hear they kept telling me to play more gangster shit, yo. And I was like, all right, this is like probably like my third gig, yo.
Yeah.
Actually, Big Mike gave it to me. Yo. Shout out Big Mike real quick.
Shout out Big Mike for sure.
Yeah,
Shout out Big Mike.
It's probably a gig he didn't want, so he just had, Drew, you started DJing, right? You can go do this. So I was DJing there, right? I'm playing music, and then I initially had that train of thought that, why is what music I'm playing, like, how's that affect, like, how's that make fights or whatever happen? But, like, that night, after they kept making me play, like, gangster shit, use the hard R, gangster shit, someone got stabbed. There was a fight and someone got stabbed. And I'm like, dang. You know what I mean? Like, did I cause that? Like, is it what I kept playing what they wanted to hear all night? And I know ultimately the people there is the people there and that's how they're going to act. But like, I couldn't help but to like sit there and think like, damn, if I wasn't playing like this, would that have happened? Like, is there something about them singing the lyrics that made them like have that thought to do that or something? You know what I mean?
Bro. Like, personally, I think like at the end of the day, we're in small cities. Like Lancaster's small, Harrisburg's small, York is small. So it's only a few places everybody can go to that's like lit, where they can have a good time. So you might have two people who have issues with each other and they see each other and it's on site. You know what I mean? So like we could be playing any type of music we want. If they see each other and it's static or it's an issue, they're going to get down. And it's unfortunate, but I really don't think we have control over it. Like, I really don't. Because at the end of the day, regardless of how owners or older people feel, like this is the party music of our generation, or at least the younger generation, whatever. So it's like, it's our responsibility to play that type of music, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's real tough.
I felt some type of way about the Sexy Red stuff because like it's not nothing that Lil Kim or Cardi or Nicki Minaj was saying. You know what I mean?
Especially that, like Sexy Red, Lotto, like like the ladies got the whole rap game on lock. Right now. So telling us not to play for the ladies, like, come on.
That's tough. Yeah. It is tough. I guess
like,
that's
I understand if it's
right
like some shoot 'em up, bang bang type of song, but most of the girls are just talking about like shaking ass and like twerking at the red light and all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah.
Yeah. Guess there was one more point I wanted to make, but I think I'm kind of done with that conversation. Now it's interesting though, because it's like stuff we go through, and it's I want to pick your brain about a few things. How about this?
Okay.
So are you single or are you in a relationship?
I'm single.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I'm single.
So like, how is that? How do you maneuver that as a DJ?
I actually had this conversation a couple weeks ago with a close friend of mine. Um, so before I started DJing, well, even now, like I still work a regular job, but I was straight corporate, so I was working a 9 to 5 job, and I noticed like while I was dating, how a woman looks at you working a 9 to 5 job comparing to being a DJ, completely different.
Why is that?
Completely different. Well, like DJs have a bad rep. They think like they're just outside, they're partying, and like they got all these girls and all this other stuff. So like they look at me as like I'm a hoe.
Word.
They look at me like I'm a tool, like a fuck boy, whatever the case. You know what I mean? You name it, whatever it is. But like, whereas like when I was working a 9 to 5 office corporate job, they looked at me like a high class, high value. Whole time I'm the same person.
So you
I'm
think
the
they
same
think
exact
less of
person.
you now?
Yeah, for sure,
Really?
for sure, for sure. Some most like
So they won't take you seriously.
yeah.
Word.
Oh, you a DJ? You know what I mean? But if I said, oh, I'm an account manager or like a regional manager, now it's like, oh,
Okay, yeah.
but I'm the same exact person, but it's just what I'm doing. They're looking at me different, so that kind of throws me off. But I think aside from that, like right now, I'm not even really looking to date, just because like the grind of DJing is so hard for a lot of like women to grasp. Like you gotta have like a woman who like understand like what it comes with, and it's not even really DJing. It's just entrepreneurship, like building your own business. Like a lot comes with it. So a lot of times they might want you to be available as much as they would want, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? So
I went. Yeah, I have a girlfriend now, but it took me a while to find one that understood what being with a DJ is like. Because it's not easy being a DJ's girlfriend at all.
It's not. She got her job, and y'all. She's working during the week, and you might be working during the week. And the weekend, y'all supposed to be spending quality time with each other, but you got to call the DJ.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because she's with me, and it's like we're spending time together, but we're not spending time together. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's tough.
So what do you mean? Like you in the section, you up here at the DJ booth?
Yeah, I think in order for me to like be in a relationship, right now I'm thinking like she would just have to understand what I do exactly as a DJ, and she would have to be confident within herself. Like she would have to have that confidence, because like we're naturally around people, right? But the girls that we might be dating that see us DJing, they're only going to be focused on why is this girl coming up to you to say hi or like give you a hug or talk. You know what I'm saying?
All day.
Whole time is dudes coming up to us too, showing love, like, yo, what's up, Silk? What's up, Action Jackson? Like saying, you know what I mean? But they only see the girls. So I think being secure in themselves and like confident within themselves, like that's going, that would help or push me towards like saying, okay, I can be in a relationship with this person. But
it's definitely a tough, like it was tough for me to like maneuver and navigate through. Just I was single for a while just because like I was just gonna be single until like the perfect situation, like you know what I mean.
I'm on that same type of time too.
Like, cause I'd be straight up from the door about how it is with girls, and it's like a lot of them couldn't just handle it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I definitely that's a topic that we talked about. But let's talk about this DJ business a little bit more. So where you at with like corporate events and weddings and whatnot? Like, are you doing enough of those you want, or you want more, or you know what I mean? You don't want to do them. Like, what is it?
I absolutely want more. We was having that conversation earlier about like how to get those. And I think Jones mentioned just word of mouth. So I think just grinding and building that reputation from the clubs and the bars, as well as doing the other corporate events and weddings, will help us get there. But yeah, I definitely want to do more, and I'm not doing enough, because that's where like the real money's at, for sure.
I mean, I know your name's out there, so you gotta be doing something.
Yeah, for sure. I got a few weddings lined up this year, and I got a corporate event. I have a graduation for LGH, their doctoral program. So like I do have stuff going on, but I need more.
That's lit. You getting the reviews on like Google and
that's what
Facebook?
I need. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I need next. Like I need a website, and I need like an actual brand where people can say I hired Silk Entertainment or whatever the case is, and this is how it went. So yeah.
I I mean, yeah,
slowly but surely.
one step at a time. You
One
just
step at a time.
that's one thing like DJing taught me, and like just well business. You know what I mean? You just pick one thing and improve on it. You know what I mean? That's good. Then you know what I mean, see another area of improvement you could have, and you know what I mean, get better at that. And you
Yeah.
just, next thing you know, you look back and you're just like this big old brand, and you're like you just started from those party boxes, right?
Nah,
Like,
for real. For real. I be
Yeah.
thinking about it all the time. Like, even with like gigs and how I manage gigs. Like the first gig I did, it's a family party. This was that birthday I was telling you about. And I was nervous as hell. Like, you know what I mean? So, and just seeing where I'm at now, where it's like I can start a gig and I'm confident. Like I believe in myself. Like I've had the groundwork. I've had the experiences. I've had the failures, a lot of failures. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
How about that? How have you learned from failure? Like, how has failure shaped your life? Because I mean, I could tell by my lumps. I feel like the lumps I took corrected my course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you can give something inspiring to anyone else going through something.
Nah, just keep pushing. Like I know a lot of times it's easy to fail at something and just be like I want to quit or I don't want to do this again, but just keep at it. Like learn from the mistakes and keep going. Like I've learned that a lot. Like there's been, especially with DJing, like there's been times where I had to step back and be like, damn, like I didn't do well at this gig, or like even on a professional level, like I should have arrived earlier. I should have set up earlier. I should did a better job with managing my time to break down and things of that nature. So like it's a lot of things, but just learning from it, and keep going, not quitting.
Real shit. I for one, I had to probably rebuild my DJ career probably like 4 times.
For real.
Yeah, I went to jail. So
Yeah, you told me that.
yeah, like so I was having all this motion, and then like went to jail,
It
and then after
stops.
like yeah, it not even stops, but those relationships you ruined by like going to jail.
Yeah.
Like now it's like those are like what burnt bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so like starting my DJ career back up, it's like it every time I like had to like rebuild it, it's a little bit harder because it's like you done scorned some people. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But like for me, it was just perseverance, and like I guess you gotta really love what you do.
That's number one too.
You know, you
That's
gotta
number
really
one.
like and a lot of people like would say that to you when you're younger and like well I mean young adult and you're trying to think about what you want to do in life like they say pick what you like you're passionate about, but like
Yeah.
now that I found something I am passionate about, I know what they mean because there's probably no way I would have kept going. It
For
took in the
real.
lumps and like you know what I mean, and the
Yeah.
free gigs and the like equipment carrying and the you know what I mean.
That's like any type of relationship. Like you could be in a relationship with somebody. If you don't love them, you're not gonna be able to put up with the stuff that you know what
That's
I mean.
true, I guess. Yeah.
So that love is for sure what's gonna help drive you to continue to want to be better. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So have you gotten to the point where you're like, yo, I got motion? Or is there some kind of height you're looking at that, when I get that, that's when I got, you know what I mean? I got this
Nah,
shit going on.
truthfully, no. Like if you ask anybody who knows me personally, I'm super hard on myself. So even if I'm doing well, I'm always thinking in my head like, well, damn, I could be doing this, or I could be doing this better, or doing this more. So I don't know. I think when I'm at the point where I'm actually clubbing in different cities on a very consistent basis, and when I say different cities, like different states, like I think that's when I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm here. But right now, I'm just
About to say,
laying
because
laying
around
laying
here
the
you
foundation.
done QSB, you
Yeah,
going to the village. Like, dang, what else you got? You need
yeah. Like I think as
you
far
get
as
out.
as,
Yeah,
as Central PA, I'm definitely building my brand, and people are seeing like, okay, Silk is gonna be here, so it's gonna be lit or whatever the case is. But I still feel like I got a lot to do, bro. Ain't
that's
gonna lie.
what's up. Well, what
Yeah.
you got some goals this year? Like,
Yeah. This year I want to have a few more residencies. I want to say I think 6 is what I wrote down in my journal. So I want to have 6 residencies, and 2 of them I want outside of Central PA. So somewhere that I can go, that's whether it's in like Jersey or Philly, that I'm there consistently. And yeah,
See, I need to make that goal myself.
yeah,
Yeah, cause that's like again I told you that's I'm doing all this content for, so that I can package it and go to like a DC and be like, I got something going on. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I got some followers. You know what I mean? But yeah, I need to be at the beach or something. I
for
think
real.
I want to do DJ at the beach.
And we grow more too, like as DJs, like not even talking about business, but like our skills because we're going to these different cities and picking up their vibe and the music that's hot, and we're bringing it to other cities that they might not be in tune with. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's lit too. Yeah, bringing
You
different
say
music.
beach, you mean like in Miami,
Nah, probably not. I mean,
Ocean City?
honestly, ultimately, of course, I want to do a Miami set. You know what I mean? Of
So
course, like ultimately, I think in the near future, like Ocean City, I think I could get to, or like Atlantic City, or like
Virginia Beach?
Jersey Shore, like something. I think that's feasible. I think I can
Yeah,
create enough buzz going on here where I can like approach like
it's out
a
there.
Ocean City. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
for sure.
yeah, like I guess we were talking about DJing, but when you get older, like if I'm DJing at like a beach when I get older, then I can keep doing it, and I
Yeah,
think that's my goal.
yeah.
Like probably not even all the time, but like you know what I mean at night. Like
Like living in that beach town and then DJing,
I
or
think
just
that's
like
what it might get to, but I mean
that's dope.
I'm still flexible. Like I'm still
Yeah,
trying to build this to see like to the height of where I can get. But like um yeah, if I can pull swing something like that, then yeah, that move would probably make sense for me.
that's dope.
Yeah,
That's
you know what I
super
mean?
dope.
Thinking ahead, you know what I mean? I'm glad we get to have this talk, so, you know what I mean, as DJs, we can, you know what I mean? And especially talking with Jones earlier, you can see how we can get together and actually create. And I feel like
Yeah,
one thing, like, in the DJ community, I feel like, and it's natural, like, a competition where, you know what I mean, you feel like you need to be, compete against each other. But, like, uh, one thing I've learned through DJing and, like, now that I'm here with Jones at the office space and, even working with the DJs I have worked with, it's like, as creators, when we come together, we can just create more shit. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So, you know what I mean? I'm glad that, we can sit down and chop it up and, just pick each other's brains.
Not for sure. Like we all have our own minds, so whenever we can come together and feed off of each other's energies and vibes, and you might say something that I didn't think of, and I might say something that you never thought of that could help us grow. Like that's a super dope thing. And I think DJs, especially in Central PA, we need to do it more because, like, as much as we want to compete with each other, like it's really us against all the other extra stuff that we go through, whether it's like promoters or businesses or working with numbers and contracts and things like that. Like it's really us versus everybody. So if we're all locked in and we have an understanding between us all, it's gonna better the business in Central PA as far as DJing goes. So
That's real shit. That's real
yeah,
shit. You got me thinking about something else. Like, I guess for me, I know what I want to do with my like DJing and like style, for the scene.
hmm
Like, what about your style and your like, approach to DJing? Do you like want to make it see a change in the scene? Like, what are you trying to bring?
like my DJing style, like actual style.
Like, I guess for me, I like to bring in more house music and like
Mm,
remixes, and I want people to. I feel like a lot of music is repetitive, and a lot of
yeah,
like sets are repetitive. Like, you go out now in the area, and I know you're gonna hear Usher. Yeah, I know you're gonna hear. Can we talk? I know you're gonna hear. This is how we do it, and it's like
hmm
I just want for you to come to Action Jackson set, and like you're gonna know you're gonna hear something new
something
or something that I can't that you're not gonna it can't be duplicated. That's what,
new. Yeah,
and I try to bring that with house music. So like, just if that can explain my question a little bit
yeah,
more.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
what do you want to bring?
I think for me, tapping into my Caribbean side, like Afrobeat, dancehall, and everything in between. Like, there's a lot of obvious, music that's are bangers and classics in a dance hall. Like, your Sean Paul songs and you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Burna Boys and things like that. But I think going deeper into that bag and finding them songs that are hot that aren't being played here, but they're being played in Africa. Like I remember a couple years ago, I actually took a trip to Ghana with a group of friends, and the music that they were playing weren't like the songs that were played in the radio that were Afrobeat songs. So I think something like that, like bringing in some type of dance hall Afrobeat type of songs, like that would be something for me.
Yeah, you know what? Like, you bring up a good point. Like, I feel like with the internet being the way it is and all the access to all the songs, that you think there would just be more, like, diversity, and you would hear maybe like more because we have access to that stuff.
Yeah.
But we just don't. It's not hot, so it's not played, right?
Yeah, that's a 100% a fact. Like I think part of it is where you're from and where you're living. Like you might be in a city where they just want to listen to trap or they want to listen to like American music. But you can be in another city like a Philadelphia or in New York or even a DC where their cultures, there's so many cultures there. So you have black, white, Spanish, African, Caribbean people there. So like it's a melting pot. Whenever you're in those type of cities where it's a melting pot, it's easier to play and introduce those songs. But I could see how like a city like I don't want to say a city, so I don't shit on nobody, but like, a city that prefers to only listen to like American or like trap music, I could see how like they would be less acceptive of that type of genre or a different type of genre. You know what I mean? Maybe that might be a DJ's responsibility. Like,
yeah, I do feel like it's our responsibility at the end of the day. It's just it's one of
It'd be
those
hard though.
yeah.
Sometimes they come. I'm trying to listen to Boosie or I'm trying to listen to this, and then you play something crazy like that's way out of there, and they're just like, you know what I mean? So I guess us finding ways to like, you know what I mean?
I had this girl come up to me and say, "I didn't know any of the last 4 songs you played." I was like, "That's good."
I hate that.
Like, you know what I mean?
that.
Good. Like, why would you want to come on and hear the songs you know?
Yeah.
Like, I felt like it was a part of like the birth of a DJ, or like not the birth of a DJ, but like the
what
birth
a DJ is.
The birth of DJing, the origin of DJing was to introduce new music to a crowd, and like, because my dad was a DJ, and he would tell me about how like they would come listen to him because they know they're going to expose the new shit. Like, and I feel like it should fall up. A responsibility should fall on the DJ to teach a crowd, educate a crowd, introduce new music, and put them on, if you will. But like I felt there's a lot of closed-mindedness where it's like if I play this new song and I lose my crowd, like, and now my night sucked, like I might not get invited back. So like, can I do that? You know what I mean?
That's crazy to think, and that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like you might play a song that's a hot or a banger, can be a banger, and it might be the same type of vibe as the previous 3 songs that you played, but it's just a song that they can't rap along to or sing along to, and then they just look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, yo, I shit you not.
What?
The day Ski Yee came out, right?
Yeah.
I played it.
People didn't know about it?
Didn't know. I mean, it was the day it came. It was. This
they was probably
like
looking at you crazy.
Looking at me crazy. And then 3 months later, they won't stop bugging. Yeah, and it's like shit like that. Like, damn, why can't you just like be open enough to rock out with some music and just bob your head and be like, oh dang, this is lit. Shazam it. Now it's on your phone. Now you like listening to it in your car, and it's like you got put on a new song. Just vibe out and just like, you know what I mean.
Let us cook.
Yeah.
Like, let us cook for real.
There's something about, like, when a person, like you said, can't rap along with the song, don't know the song, it's not familiar, they just stop moving, and you lose all that energy on the floor.
Like, and for me, it's crazy because, like, ever since I was going out, even before DJing, like, obviously the songs that we know, it hits. Like, you be like, oh, shoot. But them songs that you don't know, I'm sure you know because you're a DJ. Like, you hear a DJ play a song that you never heard or you haven't even heard in a while or something. Whatever the case is, you hear it and you're like, oh,
yeah,
let me take that down. You know what I mean? So like, and that was always my mindset even before I was DJing. So just let us cook. Like enjoy the show. Come in for the experience. Don't come in thinking, oh, I'm trying to hear this, I'm trying to hear that. Just think like, nah, I'm here for a vibe. I trust this DJ, and we're gonna have a good night.
Right. I guess that is what I'm learning today. It's about the trust in the DJ. Yeah. They gotta trust the DJ for the DJ to be doing that shit.
Yeah, so. And I think that is part of us like growing our DJ business or brand or whatever, because you might have a crowd or a group of people who they fuck with you, and you might have a night where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna just start playing new shit, like a whole bunch of bangers, different shit. And it might be stuff that they never heard, but just the fact that they fuck with you they're gonna rock out with you. So that's a good point.
Yeah, I fucked up when I didn't have a name and I was just playing
just
new
play
shit.
this.
Yeah, yo, they're like, yo, who is this kid? Yo,
But that could help you too, because it's like, yo, he's playing something different. It's just, man, we be in bad spots sometimes as DJs, bro. Like, it's a lot of pressure on us.
Yeah,
it's a lot of pressure on us, but you know,
how do you deal with that though? Like pressure. Do you still get nervous?
Yeah, I get nervous for bigger shows. Like, I think at this point with clubs, I'm not as nervous, but like bigger stuff, I'll for sure get anxious. I'll say anxious, not nervous. Like, I'll be ready to go. Like, once I start playing the music, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But leading up to that point, like the day of, or I might not get enough sleep. I might be trying to look through songs like, do I have this song or that song, or what if this don't work? But once I start playing music, like, my nerves are calm.
Yeah, I had somebody ask me that, like, yo, do you still get nervous? Like, because they felt like I didn't show it. I'm like, yeah, I guess, you know what I mean? Just doing it all the time, you just get better at being nervous. But it's not like I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm nervous every time I'm up there. But, like you said, I start getting in the flow, and, like, you know, that's what getting in the pocket. Yeah, man. But, yeah, at the end of the day, I love that shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, for real.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you'd be more nervous starting, like, say you're doing a big-ass event, starting from beginning to end, or would you be more nervous DJing with somebody else and you're, like, the closing DJ?
Ooh, see.
You know what I'm saying?
I haven't had too many of that experience, but, like, I did when I went to Baltimore. I had an opening DJ.
Yeah.
And he was killing it.
Because he's from Baltimore.
Yeah.
So he knew what to play.
Yeah, he was killing it. And he was playing all the hits. I had no hits left, but, you know what I mean? It was like
That's a problem, though. He shouldn't have did that.
It wasn't really like, all right, so I was DJing for, like, a playoff game.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like
this was a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I wasn't the headliner, but I was like playing for the game. And I guess I was following the DJ. Yeah, I couldn't play none of the hits no more. You know what I mean? So it was definitely an exercise where, like, you know, like I was playing all the shit you forgot about and all the shit you didn't know were hits. Like, I guess I had to do that. And it's like, you know what I mean? I can do that. And, like, you know what I mean? It just, like, makes my bag deeper, pause.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, I just got, you know what I mean, different, you know.
How you feel
shit.
about that, though?
What?
Like, opening DJs, playing all the bangers and shit like that, leaving you hanging.
I think I would accept the challenge if they played just a little bit. Like, I would understand, like, you play something.
Yeah.
Just to, like, you know what I mean? You know that's what's going to get the crowd. I feel like you got to have a good gauge on, like, not overdoing it. And it's definitely not a lot. You definitely shouldn't be playing a lot of hits. But I'll accept the challenge of, like, you know what I mean, having, I can't play, Glow. Okay. You know what I mean? I can't play TGIF. All right. You know what I mean? Like,
let me find something else.
Yeah, let me find something else. And I can't, like, in like, I feel that's important. That's important as a DJ so that you do find more shit. You don't get stuck in pockets, right?
Facts.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I learned that super early, to just the art of opening and being an opening DJ. Like, the first time I DJ with Neg and Reese was in Lancaster, and I went first, and it was one of them, like, after-hour situations. So I think the doors opened at 11, so I started at 11, and it went 11 to 5. And off the rip, I'm playing, like, all the top stuff. I'm playing
You're excited for the
Boss,
gig.
I'm playing Priest. This is my first time DJing with Reese and Neg, so I'm trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
And I'm also trying to, like, get the crowd lit. And then, like, Reese pulled me to the side. He was like, yo, bro, like, you nice. Like, you nice, but you got to understand, like, he told me songs hit different when the alcohol hits.
True.
Or later in the night. You know
that's
what I mean?
that's a great point.
So, like, I can play Preach, and it's a lit song, and the people there early, they're going to vibe to it. Yeah. But when the crowd is there and, like, the energy is there and you play Preach, it's a whole different experience. So he told me that, like, yo, just learning how to, like, warm up the crowd, like, play some old school stuff, play some R&B, play some newer songs that aren't, like, the crowd bangers, but it can still get people feeling the way.
Play some Doja Cat, yo.
So, I'll play some Doja Cat. I'll play some Doja Cat for sure. That's
because I opened up for Caribbean a lot. Like, he ain't gonna play this Doja Cat, and I'll slide it in. Pause. But yeah, man. I mean, I think that's a great interview, man. Like, I was super honored to do your first interview of the sort, man. Like, clap it up for that. Super honored, because I know one thing. This ain't your last.
Nah, Nah,
This
not
ain't
at
your
all. I
last,
definitely
but-
want to come back. I want to do a podcast with Jones as well, like do a round table or something like that. That'd be
Hey,
dope.
let's get because
Yeah,
he's
we
open to all those kinds of ideas.
We could set something up like that.
It's already set up, so we just need to bring you here and sit down and talk for real, for real.
I'm down, 100%.
So let's do that shit. But like, let's get off these airways, yo. Thank you for joining me for the Motion Podcast with Action Jackson one more time with Silk J. That was a phenomenal interview. I appreciate you for coming, man.
My dog, appreciate you. Y'all
All
can
right.
tap in with me at DJ Silk J, DJ SILKJ on Instagram.
Follow that man on all platforms. You want on TikTok?
I am. Yep. Same thing. DJ
Yeah.
SILKJ.
Let's get that popping too. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.